But another thing I'd like to say about changing your thoughts. Notice what's coming up when you're moving into a new thought. I want to be happier in my life and enjoy healthy communication, healthy relationships. As soon as you set that intention, what's going to start happening is yeah buts. There's going to be some yeah buts popping up.
Those big butts.
Those yeah buts, I know, it's intense. And those yeah buts, write them down. Yeah, right, like that'll ever happen to me. Like, yeah, right, like I deserve that. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. Why would anybody want to be with me? Those are the thoughts, the ideas, the concepts that I make up. You've been running for a really long time. That's been running your program. So as soon as those thoughts come up, change those thoughts into I am lovable and I am good enough and I deserve healthy, wonderful, balanced, harmonious relationships. Notice how good that feels. And then step into that experience. And what you need to do is start focusing on the future. What do you want? Collect some data from what you've already experienced. Well, in that relationship, what were the great things? With the great things, add them to the new list. This is what I'm wanting in the next person. And then walk around in the universe, in your life, collecting data of what else you're wanting to add to a healthy relationship. What does that mean to you? Get rid of all the nebulous thoughts. You know, so many times we want this healthy relationship. We have no idea what that is when we get there. So how would your life change? What is a healthy relationship? What's it going to look like? Write down. I encourage clients to write pages. I always ask them to write 3 pages so that it just becomes almost automatic writing. Just keep writing. What is it that turns you on when it comes to relationship? What is it about other people's relationships that excite you, that you're wanting in your life? And then step into the character of actually being there. So step into the feeling. Last week, 2 weeks ago I think it was, we did a show on neuroplasticity. Neurologists, scientists are proving that it's not so much about the thought. Step into the feeling. You have to step into the character of you in a healthy, wonderful, harmonious, joyful, loving relationship. And then that starts moving towards you and you start attracting and starting to be attracted to people, places, events that will support that. Support all those new ideas that I am lovable, I am good enough, I deserve this.
Yeah, okay, you go, Mitch. And I would add to that, because sometimes when I counsel people, when I talk to clients and these things come up, they say, well, I'm just so sad. I just don't have any energy, so even doing all of that just seems like so much work and blah, I just lay around. Well, I get that. I get it in spades. Like, I know, but here's the key. To start to shift that energy, you have to do something. This is what I tell my clients, doing the writing, doing the visualizing. Get up off your hind end and start moving your body. Even if you have to drag your hiney down the street for a walk and you're like, ugh, the more you move, the better you're going to feel. It's physiological. The more you move, your brain starts releasing endorphins, those feel-good hormones. You cannot, it's very hard to be in a crappy mood and be exercising at the same time for any period of time. And if it's so hard to get, say 5 minutes, I'm going to move my body and then I'll just lay under the couch for the rest of the day if that's what I feel like doing. But the only person who can motivate yourself to get out there and change your feelings is you. And there's tools, we'll hand you the tools, we'll say move your body, write down a plan, visualize, but it's not going to happen unless you put it into effect. So you've got to dig deep now, Rochelle, and you've got to find that place for you where you motivate yourself at least for a few moments to start doing.
And it gets easier and easier and easier. Just like when people quit smoking or really quit anything. All of this is an addiction to a thought.
Yes.
So it's all about addiction. Just like people who quit smoking. I know they always comment how hard it is the first couple of days and they're just counting to 10 every 15 minutes, you know, trying to get rid of that urge. And as the days go on, it gets easier and easier and easier to not even think about the cigarettes or not even think about the situation anymore because you're already starting to move towards what you're wanting to experience. And there's something I'd like to say, because I just worked with a client recently who came to me and it was all about relationships. This is what I would recommend to you also, Rochelle. Write down a list of 100 things that you want to have in this relationship, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, all the things that you're wanting to experience. What would make this a really healthy relationship? How's your life going to be different? What qualities do you want in this new person that's going to show up in your life? And I want you to read through that list, and then I want you to become all of that.
Yes.
You know, because why would anybody want to be with you that has all of that cool stuff if you're lacking in all of that cool stuff? It's not an energetic match. So all the wonderful things that you're wanting, bring that into your own experience. You know, the woman that I worked with, this is a great story. I think this was so funny. She read me the whole, what are those things, harmony.com or something?
Yeah, like the online dating
online dating
thing.
thing. So I said, bring in what you wrote about yourself. I'm curious, you know. So she brought that in, and it was one lie after another. You know, I'm 44 when she was 54. I live in San Francisco when she really lived in Santa Fe. And of course she was trying to avoid whatever it was she was afraid of, you know, in terms of people like stalking her. But at the very bottom, she had the most important quality for her to have in a man was honesty.
Whoa.
And after reading that bio and knowing her for 20 years, I was like, how do you expect to find somebody who like oozes honesty when you've lied in every category on this thing? So you have to step into that character of everything that you're wanting, and that's how that person will become more and more attracted to you. It's a match, an energetic match.
Here's a really cool thing too, Rochelle. Maybe you are looking for another relationship right now, maybe you're not. But when you write down all of those things that you love and adore about other people, and you become those things yourself, then a relationship becomes somewhat secondary. I think relationships are the most important and hardest thing that we do on our time here on the planet. But when we become that person that loves ourselves, that really likes hanging out with me, then a relationship is like the freaking icing on the cake. It's not the thing that you complete me from the Jerry Maguire movie.
Right.
It's although that's really sweet and we feel that way when we're in relationships, you're complete within yourself. Especially when you take the time to work on all of the qualities that you so love in others, and you give that to yourself, then you're feeling great, you're self-fulfilled, and then all kinds of people show up in all different facets of relationships to give you even better experiences and joy here on the planet. So you can do it, girl.
That's right. There's nothing like healthy self-esteem to get on with everything in your life, from success, happiness, prosperity, and certainly healthy, wonderful, harmonious relationships, you know.
Very good, very good. Now, let's see. This one comes from here in our home state, our hometown. Roxanne from Albuquerque asks, or states, I've tried to lose weight for most of my life, but I just love food. I'm with you, Roxanne. Am I doomed to be fat forever?
Oh boy, first of all, Roxanne, there's that try word again. You know, we have to stop trying, you know, do or do not. So stop trying. But the most important thing I'd like to say about this is Roxanne talks about loving food. Roxanne, I've been the same size since I was 16 years old, and I absolutely love food. I've worked in restaurants most of my life. My partner owns the best restaurant here in Santa Fe, and I eat a lot. It's not about the food that you eat, Roxanne. You have to let that go. It's your thoughts about the food that you're eating. Your body, your subconscious mind is the seat of imagination. It's a picture consciousness. It's not listening to these words you're writing on a card. It's watching those movies you're playing in your mind. That's creating the feeling you're having, and that's driving your outcome. So, love food. I encourage people to love food. We're human. We eat 3 times a day, 2 times a day. It's a good thing to like what you're doing. 5 times a day, whatever. But there's a great, it's not about the food that you eat. It's only about your thoughts about the food. So again, what do you want to look like? How do you want to feel? See yourself in the image, the feeling, the context, the character of you at your goal as if it's already happened. Change the picture in your mind, Roxanne, of what you make up you look like. Stop observing what you look like right now and start picturing in your mind what you're wanting to look like, how you're wanting to feel. Your subconscious mind will make this so easy for you. You'll be able to eat anything that you want. You will be able to enjoy your food like you do right now. without all that guilt, without all those thoughts, again, what thoughts coming up for you?